No, really, you've made it so clear. I have actionable steps, and you saw me. I got a little upset that I could only pick 3. I picked 5, but
You have my permission to do the 5.
okay.
If you
But
can
I mean,
actually do it.
honestly, I feel like after I'm done those, and I have the next level, the next level, the next level, and this to me was literally so overwhelming that I couldn't see the forest for the trees, and now it's just very digestible. So
Great.
thank you.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate
funny, you were funny.
it. Thank you.
You know what we'll do is we'll just, after this, we'll just go table to table. It'd be easier.
Thank you. I was so apprehensive when I was coming here because I thought I was just going to be swamped, that it was just going to be more than I could handle, and you made it manageable. You made it bite-sized. I realized that I'm not going to get to all of this anytime in the near future, but I know what to do now, what I can do next. I've got 12 to 18 months out of 2 days. Thank you. You made it really easy.
Right.
Really easy.
Thank you.
Okay, sure. First of all, Fabian, I love you, but I'm glad that Derek didn't say anything was really yummy. Oh, he may have said it once. All right, and I think what I enjoyed the most was your method of presentation. I did enjoy that quite a bit. I came away with a lot of work for myself to do for the next several weeks, which is okay. But you provided direction in what should be priorities to get that work done. I feel somewhat fortunate in that from the technical level, I feel pretty comfortable with that, but I wasn't really sure what things should come first. All right, and although I play with keywords, you re-emphasize the point that that's my first step. All right, so when I get back home tomorrow, I will be researching keywords, finding those that are appropriate to enhance the SEO that I've already included with the website, but it will make it a whole lot better. And I could probably could go on and on and on, about all the different action steps that will need to be taken. All right, so thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you for saying that. Thank you.
Okay, for me, what I really think is true about this intensive workshop is that Derek really delivered on a promise that he would give us everything that we possibly needed to know. And I've been looking everywhere for this, and it doesn't exist anywhere else. It just doesn't. And I love the way you put it into this wonderful framework to understand exactly how it all fits together. The crowd, content, conversion, and then, these C's are just brilliant. And it really helps me put an exact way to think about it. And it was an area that was a complete fog for me, and there's crystal clear understanding now.
Right.
So thank you. It's
Thank you.
perfect.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So when I got the email with the video and saw the video, said, this is for me. I needed all of this. I know now what I didn't know. Doesn't mean I can do it, but I now know. And I too, the first step is the keyword research, because I need to do that to do everything else. So I just want to say thank you. And if you need a testimonial, please feel free to let me do that for you. Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. First of all, this was great and definitely worth the drive from Canada. And I just wanted to say, for me, starting out, one of the things I really appreciate is that yesterday you really laid out what are the priority things in the order that we need to do them, because it is intimidating. There's a binder full of stuff that I need to do, and like many others have said, it's going to take me a while to get through it all, but you put it in actionable steps and told us what to do first. And I just also want to say thank you for sharing so much. You've actually shown us all the tools that you use yourself in your business, so that's really great.
Right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
What is so exciting for me, and I've been can you hear me now?
Yeah.
A platinum client for a year and a half, is that I can fine-tune what I've been working on, and I'm thinking that that's going to be the little nuggets that are going to get me to the next point to really grow my list. And the other thing is, Derek, your style is really easy to follow, which is great. And I have been a teeny bit frustrated because I get half-an-hour calls with Derek through the Platinum program, and it's like, oh, I need more. So I feel this is a great, framework for me. I have, but I've also learned from the Platinum meetings to make a short list and to really focus on that, and that's how I get the most done. So thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Hi there. My name is Maggie Mayer of MaggieMayer.com, and I just want to say, you know, intensive was an understatement, but I mean that in a really, really good way. You asked, did we walk away with next steps that we can implement after this? And I think I could speak for several people in this room that there's steps that I was implementing while here or last night. So, I mean, it was even more than next steps that we could implement. It's just been phenomenal. And I'm so excited because there's things that I've been a platinum member as well, and I was a little worried that, you know, that this wasn't going to be much more than what I've already gotten. It was so much more, and like Kathy said, nuggets that, you know, I haven't gotten elsewhere. So thank you very much. Tons of value.
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Maggie.
Hi, Derek. I'm Joe Roberti from Interior Image. We just recently rebranded, my wife and I, Anna, and Anna signed me up for this and then asked me if I wanted to come. And of course I said, yeah, honey, sure, whatever. No, but this was phenomenal. I can't tell you enough how much this has helped me to get organized, because I am in charge. My place in the business is I'm operations manager. So this gives me a real starting point, and I think I'll make Anna very proud of me through you, Derek. And more importantly, it will grow our business, and it'll get us out there. We knew we had to get out there. We're excited about our rebranding, and this is going to be a great step for us. So I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And we were saying, and even mentioned to Fabian, that more guys should go to this. And I know there are a lot of guys like Tom and Chris. We're all in the same boat. We're working with our significant other, and we are doing the operations end of the business. And I think that it's a disservice for most of the people to that aren't going to this. And I think you got to figure out a way of reaching out to them. Hopefully this will help.
Yeah, thank you. That will, definitely. Thank you.
My story is very similar. Julie and I were at the last Goldie meeting, and Julie put the piece of paper in front of me. He says, "You are going to this." I said, okay. And I am so glad that we took this adventure. And I am impressed on how hard you guys work. So hard. When Fabienne was sharing, you had 9 VAs at one point, and then Derek entered the scene. Yay, the knight in shining armor. And you work together beautifully. And I've told you that, well, how much I appreciate how the two of you work together, that we want to be you when we grow up. So
Thank you.
It's really good. And I do think that more men will be part of this, because what attracted us to you was the family. And you guys are very family-oriented, and we appreciate that tremendously.
Right.
Tom, what did you get from LBI?
Oh, what did I get?
Yeah.
Well, I'm filling the oil in his heart here.
That's awesome.
Take it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Keywords. That was awesome. I'm going to go look for keywords and incorporate that more and more into the work that we're doing. I've always thought that we have a JV, a joint venture, but I think it's more of a strategic alliance. And I'm going, whoa, that's even bigger than I thought. So my mind is expanding to see how we can use that. And those two things, I think, is
Awesome.
awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Catherine Gola from RadicalSelfCareNow.com. And first of all, you answered every single one of my questions.
Oh, great.
All
I'm
of
glad.
them, which
Excellent.
was awesome. And yes, I did receive enormous value, and it feels totally simple. Like, I have this strategy for the next 3 months, 6 months, year,
Yeah.
and it's doable, and it makes sense. And my work is about much more than just building my business. It's about building a movement. And I know now, I'm absolutely confident that I have the foundation to do that.
Excellent.
So thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Heather Nanda with the NourishClassroom.com. And like the guys, but in opposite, my husband at the gold meeting said, take this back and sign up. You're going to do this. I can just barely turn on the computer and that's it. So what you did for me in these 2 days not only just blew my mind, but it's not scary anymore. Just the word searching and researching and Facebook and Bitly. I'm so excited about Bitly. I can't believe.
Who knew?
Who knew? I didn't even know what I didn't know, and now I know, and I'm really excited about it. So just tremendous value, tremendously presented. It was just wonderful how you present everything. The worksheets were fantastic. It broke everything down. You didn't go too far. And it was just, even the ninja stuff, I was really digging. So I was all
Awesome.
excited. Thank
Cool.
you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Let's give her a hand.
I loved your presentations, the way you present the material to us. Like everybody said, you gave us a starting point, but more importantly, you showed us everything and said it's okay not to get to this point yet.
Mhm.
You know, and I don't have to feel overwhelmed with all the stuff that I know I don't need to do right now.
Yeah.
For the men, you can emphasize the no dancing, no crying part of this.
I got your back. Thank you. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate that.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Marler from LeverageSchoolSolutions.com, and I hate to continue the gender theme, but I have to. When I got the paper, I begged my boyfriend to come because he's actually a social media analytics. That's what he does full time. And I was like, I'm going to be completely overwhelmed, sort of like Stephanie and other people have said. And actually, I feel like now I can enter the conversation about what I need with a lot more confidence. And I also feel like I can have a conversation with him about his world that's a little bit more informed instead of like, I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
and also just thank you for the confidence to go forward with the teleseminar and a webinar and to have a list of 0 outside of Stacy told me she's on my list because she reads my emails, but so 1 maybe. And my mother, so 2. So I went from a 2 in terms of confidence to I would say an 8 or a 9. So
Oh, that's
just
great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ann Kaysen from ALKLifeSolutions.com. I came with really high expectations, enormously high expectations, because I'd been to a live event, I saw what you do for Fabienne, and I wanted a little teeny bit of that, and I got a huge amount of that. I had way more content than I ever believed I would get at any live event. But what mattered was that you made it practical. So not only do I know step by step what to do, where to start, I know why I want to do it that way and why it's important to do it that way. So you led me through not just building my list, but how building my list is going to change my business. So that was fabulous.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Susan Berkeley from GreatVoice.com. And Derek, you rocked. I mean, I also, like my fellow Platinum members here, had doubts of how, would this be intensive enough for me because I have an established business. So what I marveled at was that you taught in a way that people at all levels could get it. And I came away with so much value that will enable me to go now back to the people that I have working with me on my social media and on my list building and really help educate them. You were able to explain to me things that nobody could explain to me for years in a way that I could understand was crystal clear. But more importantly, list building is so important for all our businesses. By you helping all of these people in this room, you've helped hundreds of thousands of people, because all of us are now able to go out and do what we do at such a bigger level. But really, not for nothing.
I know.
So we're all leaders of movements, to your point, all of us. So this is deep, and thank you, from the bottom of my heart.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Katie Mazzacco, FullSpectrumProductivity.com, and I just want to thank you. I came here and I've been trying to work on my list, and I've been doing the social media piece of the marketing pie and trying to figure out different parts and ways to incorporate list building, and I'm so excited about the webinar. If you had told me to just go home and do it, I would have been like, oh my gosh, you want me to go home and do a webinar? What the heck do I do? But you know, you had us think through, okay, what would 3 optional topics be? Or what would, you know, you led us through the process with worksheets and then with discussing with other people to bounce ideas off of. And it made it so that it's not just the how-to, it's the, oh, I kind of already did it. You know, like in my mind it's done and we chose a date. Like that's just, it's huge to attach that kind of like goal to something and have it already be half tangible. So
Excellent.
thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Katie.
Thank you.
Hi, Stacy Martino, loveandpassioncoach.com. I'll say I think that the big thing is you test everything for us first, and then we just take what works. And that's why I love the how-to from both of you. And I really love getting that because it's so tested, I don't have to question it. You just do what works. And it's so tangible. The actionable exercises, I also agree, very much like GMC. I walk away, but I already did so much of it. Like I have my things set out. That there's no question. I'm not sitting in my house waiting for people to sign up now. Like I understand I'm going to make that action happen. And for us, and the reason why I signed up as soon as you said first person, like when and where, man, because I know, you know, I get emails and calls every day from people who, you know, we're going to be getting divorced, and after 1 or 2 hours, they're together and, you know, having sex again, and it's wonderful, and they're going to stay together. But it's the truth. Lives change every day. But for the 462 people who are on our list and our 80 customers, lives change every day. And then I look at the millions of people who are crying, and if they just knew about me, if I would just do what it takes to get them to know about me and do my job, then more people would be able to be in love and not be crying. And so literally that's why I came, and no question, I'm going to do my part, and I know that everything else will now come.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stacey.
I just wanted to say thank you so much for everything, because, you know, starting a business on your own is so overwhelming as it is that we have to think about all these ways to build our list and to get like proven methods that you've already experienced and you're sharing with us just cuts a lot of time that we don't have to reinvent the wheel. So it's a huge, big thing, and so thankful for it. And I loved a lot of the tips. I mean, every tip you gave us, but some of them that stood out were definitely the keywords. And I love that you said, go on Twitter and look at what people are talking about. Because I don't really go on Twitter that much, so now that's a great idea. And the Bitly, I had even no clue that even existed. But what also is amazing is that since I started Client Attraction, there's so many more new avenues that we could take. So this is like, to keep up on what's now current is very important. So we get that, and so I'm really grateful.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, let's see if I can get through this without crying. I told Derek earlier that during one of the morning sessions where I had just kind of reached my capacity to hear what he had to say, that I actually had a download of the testimonial that I will happily give to you. So what I'm going to share is just a little bit of a highlight for that. And to Fabienne's point, the first thing that came to mind this morning was born teacher. I am one. Namaste. I honor that in you, and I can completely see that. The effective exercises that weren't too long, but just short enough for us to get there. The ability to, we joked at the Gold meeting that, I was like, if I have to drink through that fire hose, man, like, I'm going to die, because this is not my unique brilliance. It's just not. And I've been struggling with, I spent a little bit over a year in the business school as a client, and tremendous expansion around message clarity and vision and the bigger purpose of why I'm here. And it feels so far out there, and I'm just like, how am I going to get that out there? Like, how am I going to propel that? So, Fabienne says all the time, focus on filling your client practice. Goal number 1, focus on building your list. Goal number 2. And so I'm really in that space. And goal number 2 was like I didn't know what I didn't know from that capacity. And over the last 2 days, the words I wrote down were, I felt the potential of my business explode in the course of 2 days. Just explode. And, breaking through barriers to my own potential and my business growth that I didn't even know existed. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I have to thank Laura Clark, because this is the second time Laura has
reintroduced me to you. And I'm a real geek about online marketing, and I'm probably like going toe-to-toe with you on some of this stuff, Derek, because like those are the books on my like nightstand that I read and I absorb, and I'm fascinated by the process, because for a long time I was in sales and marketing, but in another world, in the corporate world. And so when I dove into online marketing, I was like, this is like underground. I don't know this stuff, but I love it. And so for me to come and feel like I got a ton of value, I learned a lot of new strategies, and that it wasn't even the ninja stuff, but you were reinforcing that I was doing the right things already. And I think this is important for all of us, that you are doing the right things. You just have to continue to do more of them, and then you have to outsource what you're really not good at. And there's a lot of things that I'm not good at that I end up teaching, but I need to keep outsourcing it, and so reinforcing that was really good. And I just want to say, I really appreciate your style and the content, and it flowed really well. So I was toe to toe, and I so appreciate it.
Great.
So thanks.
Excellent. Thanks, Judy.
Derek, I really don't even know what to say. I'm Maisie Zinovich of SimpleSoulLiving.com, and I have such an incredible message to take to the world, and I know that I'm going to change the world. And I've been held back because, again, I'm not necessarily up on technology, and I don't know what to do, and I've gotten all the tips from Fabienne, and I look at my computer and I know, look what Obama did, okay? I know the power is there. I've always been a visionary, and the way to really be out there is to really work that internet now, while we still have an opportunity to do that. And you really, in 2 days, have just allowed me the education. I feel like I've been here for months, seriously. And in the sense of how much content I have now, and knowing what things I know I can do, knowing the things, yes, at least I can understand what needs to be done, but do I want to do it? Probably not, but I can talk to someone and make sure it gets done properly. And that your gift of not only giving, but allowing each of us to really carry our true purpose out to the world. You and Fabian are on my team, and I'm just so grateful to God that that is the case. And I mean that from the very bottom of my soul. So please continue to do more and more of what you do. The world needs you, Derek. So thank you so much.
Laura Clark of soul-wiseliving.com. And Derek, we're in a beautiful setting. So I feel like I've had a great foundation, but I've been sailing with one sheet up. And now I have 2 or 3 sheets up, and I honestly feel like maybe I should just trade the sailboat in for like that motorboat. You were able to take content that has been spinning around in my head for the last year, 6 months, and really create clarity for it as to actionable steps, one by one by one, adding golden nugget after golden nugget to it. People have talked about your education style. It's awesome. It's brilliant. It meets everybody where they are. And I didn't feel like it was a fire hydrant coming at us. I felt it was a nice hose coming at us. So I really appreciate it.
I like that expression. I
Yeah.
got to use that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very grateful. Much love. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi there. So as I mentioned to you this morning, Derek, I woke up and I was cracking up because I kept dreaming about all the content that we were learning yesterday, because it was just so rich, and you have this incredible ability to let it land and to let it sink in for people. And it's not in a way that you're dumbing it down. You do it in a way that's actually quite honoring of all of the intelligence that we bring in this room. So that's one of the things I found the most incredible and that I loved so much. And the second thing was I'm actually walking away with a clear strategy. I know exactly what I'm going to be working on for the next 6 months because of the way you laid out the exercises. I've got step by step, complete action, and stuff already half drafted. How great is that? When do you go away for 2 days and come back and then say, oh, I've got to start all of this? I'm ready to roll. So because of the way you structured this, I can do that. So thank you.
Thank you. Fantastic.
So this was my Father's Day gift, so I'm kind of in the same boat as these guys. I've got to say that it was much more pleasant than another tie or sports biography book. But in all seriousness, this was absolutely awesome. I came in here having a working knowledge of many of the social media platforms, email marketing, list buying, all that stuff my wife and I do for our business. But it was a huge mess. I didn't realize just that there was a path, and you just put it all together. I felt like I was a hitchhiker in the desert. Now I feel like there's a clear game plan, roadmap to get a rope to get out of the quicksand. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Appreciate that.
I'm Donna Cravata from socialsagepr.com. And wow, I mean, first let me say, I kind of made it a little habit to be at your first event of every first event. And I will continue to do so. But this validates everything I do. Because so much of what I do, the work that I do, and why I do it, it validates it. I mean, I do a lot of the same work with my clients, and I do it so they can be the person that helps somebody at 3 o'clock in the morning, that their voice is out there, that they're out there. So thank you for validating, like whatever doubts I've had that I wasn't on the right path, I know I'm on the right path. And I've learned so much. I knew I would learn. I mean, I know a lot of it, but I knew I would learn. And it also gave me permission to do this in my business, because I was doing this for other people, but I haven't been doing it in my own business. And you know, I'm leaving with the plans and the action steps and, you know, the growth charts to be able to do this for myself. And that's only going to make me be able to serve even more people, because they'll see my results and they'll be encouraged by that. So thank you. And, you know, and you're just fun. You're funny. Sorry.
Thank you.